Hello, my name is Zhatelier. Welcome back for another episode of EU4 as Palembang. In previous episode, we actually managed to get the quest for all the exploration ideas and the quest for the new world. So we can now hire explorers. We got one hired, but we didn't actually send the fleet out yet. Well, let's go and do a bit of exploration. So I guess we could go for the do the Eastern Indian Ocean, the sea areas first, and then after that we'll do the coastlines. Should be able to do a decent bit of exploration, and then hopefully we'll today get the first colonies. It's going to be a bit costly, perhaps, of course. I do actually wonder, is there more places that we could raid in the meanwhile? Probably not. I mean, there might be still a handful of places. Of course, we're about 2 years away from being able to... Oh, well, there is actually a place. There we go, 50 ducats. Another 20 ducats. So we could build something. It's probably not going to be worthwhile right now, though. But the idea is to just save up money so that we can colonize relatively quickly. And then go from there, really. There we go. So we've already explored the Eastern Indian Ocean sea area. So now let's go ahead and explore the coastlines there. Probably going to be a couple islands that we'll find. Extreme monsoon. We'll pay a few ducats. That's not too bad. I'd rather not take too much devastation. Because while we are not prospering yet, we will be. Well, eventually we'll be at least getting all of that. And I think the first one that we'll probably colonize is Bengaluru, because it's got 8 development. That's not too bad. It's also, you know, doesn't involve us sending any troops with transport or something like that. It's going to be an easy one to get to. We'll take the prestige hit. We're actually still losing prestige. Right, so that's the coastlines explored. So we did discover a little bit in Australia. They got allies. They don't have a very high development. I don't think I can do a war against them, though, can I? I mean, in theory, I could, but I don't have a casus belli against them. And I'd rather not take the -2 instability right now. But I suppose we can also, once we start doing the colonies, we can start sneaking down here to get a little bit closer to Australia. And it's going to be maybe getting a little bit easier to get the war goals. But let's go ahead and start exploring to the, I guess, South China Sea right now. That would be down here. Or probably these areas as well. So get a little bit of information here. Yeah, there we go. That's one. Probably going to be another one over here. Complaints about official. Let's get more tradition, lose all the corruption at the cost of 17 ducats. You know what? I'm just going to take that. There we go. That's a bit more areas explored there. Oh, but now... Oh! Could have done a small bit of raiding over there, apparently. Right, well, let's go ahead and send this back to explore the coastlines there now. And on its way out, we'll try to... Oh, no, it's going to be over there, so we won't be going quite to the location. Because we do have the other fleet over here that might be sailing past there. Actually, no, it's over there, so that's a different trade zone, is it? Okay, we'll keep an eye on the exploration fleet then. I suspect it might then sail around here. No, it's going the other route. Okay. Oh, we're also discovering more land in India. Okay. It's good to know. That's another exploration done. Let's explore, I guess, South Indian Ocean. We don't have a huge range yet. Oh. Palembang. Bangan. Declare war measure by height. So that way. Oh, right, yeah. Majapahit might not be around for much longer. How far are we? We're not too far from getting the middle tech, but we're not, of course, getting a whole lot of points right now. We do have a pretty good tradition, though, so we might be able to do a re-election again the next time there is an election, which isn't too far. Now exploring the seas over here, which I suppose we'll have a bit of information. Oh, yeah, we just need to... Oh, hold on a minute. That's uncolonized land by Yolngu. So yeah, getting all of these lands is going to be easier said than done. It can be done. And that's about as far as we can do with the exploration. I could do more privateering somewhere. Actually, the Moluccas might not be a terrible idea. That might also give us the chance to do the coastal raiding over here that we missed earlier. There we go. That's another 35 ducats. We are probably still at our force limits, right? We are. There is a building that we could build. Well, there's a temple, but there's... I mean, Palembang would be okay-ish, but not great. So yeah, we kind of need to just get more text, really, to unlock some more good stuff. Like getting the coastal defenses over here, for example, in Bunker, could be somewhat handy. Because that would cover both of these, partially. But also, eventually we'll need to upgrade that to the naval battery, but that's Diplodex 12, so that's going to take a while. So one of the things that we could do is we could maybe give it a slight bit of development for Jambi, for example, get that another building there, and then over here, maybe we'll go ahead and just give it a slight development there. Spend a bit of the points. I know that it does technically speaking give us a bit of renaissance, it's not really going to be much or enough to matter. But let's just get the development slightly higher. We are going to get a little bit higher taxes now as well, although our tax modifier is not huge. Oh, there we go. That's 1.7 ducats per month now, actually. So that was a decent increase. Lack of demand for pepper. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. That's going to cost us quite a bit. But yeah, so we need to get the mill tech first before we do any further wars, for sure. I do actually wonder, so you are allied to a whole lot of nations, aren't you? Malacca and several others. I don't think we have the fleet, really, to contend with them quite yet. Although, I do wonder, when do we get the naval, or the shipyard? That's the level 8, okay. That's still going to take a while, then. Because funnily enough, with the Diplotechs, up until, like, starting from level 4 up until level 8, each level you get a new building. I wonder if that's actually similar. Well, it's not quite the same in admin. And definitely not the same in Miltech. So Diplotech is actually unlocking most of the buildings. Or, like, most frequently buildings early on. I've never really thought about before that. Can we... No, it's going to be probably closer to 1465 when we can do another set of raids. But that will then allow us to get the money required to make... Actually, any good advisors in here? Inflation reduction, you know what, we'll take that one, because that's going to allow us to get rid of the inflation in a few years. It's going to give us a bit more admin points, which we can use for example more development, get some more taxes and whatnot. Or for coring things once we colonize them. That's also a possibility. And also, we may need to start... actually, no, we don't need to increase the upkeep yet for army. But we do want to get the colonists over here. We'll get Bengulu colonized, and then after that... Oh, there we go, blacklisted crew ended. Then we'll probably go for Belitung, and then after that we'll try to hop over here to start maybe fighting Bali. Actually, Bali is colonizing already, okay. They're allied to Sunda, though. That's a bit of a problem. Is Sunda fighting? No, no, no. Matrapai is getting sieged down by everyone. Well, by the one of their remaining neighbors. I'm going to do another re-election, actually. There we go, more mill points. We're almost ready to get the tech. Just like 1 more month, maybe? Nah, it's going to be a bit more than 1 month. 2 months, I guess. Yeah. Now it's 1 more month. And then we're getting a pretty good amount of both admin and diplo points right now, so that's good. Here we go, let's get the troops. We can go ahead and get the... I'm going to go with the defensive foot soldiers for the time being. I suppose since we did develop... Oh, we could have another unit. Get another infantry. And then the fleets... Oh yeah, we could have another ship, actually. We go and... Oh, right, a raiding starts. Let's also go and get another privateer ship in here. And there we go. So we're getting a pretty good amount of money already from this raid. I don't know if we'll have quite enough to really do a whole lot of the things. Although soon enough we're going to start unlocking some of the... manufactories, although it's mostly going to be like the farm estates for the time being. Ooh, there we go. Almost at 500 ducats already. Right, are we able to raid here? Might be too early for some of these areas. Oh, there's a province that we can, or a few provinces that we can raid. And over here, this is going to be sailing around the island, I guess. No, we can't raid those here. Okay, well, we need to look at, or take a look at those every now and then. Is the temples? No, the temples really aren't that great yet. Like, we might be able to get a little bit money. What's the next reformation, actually? Or reform, rather, not reformation. Crew before faith. So less war exhaustion, and Buccaneers get more influence. Complete religious freedom. Smugglers' influence, development cost goes down, and tolerance of heathens and heresy goes up. Respect for the sea. Unrest goes down. More naval tradition, captain's influence goes up, or establish religious institutions. Enables the clergy estate, okay. I think we might go with the respect for the sea. Because the tradition will be quite handy, and national unrest -1 is also not bad. Yeah, and that's probably what we'll go for. Now we can soon take the first colonist. I'm going to start colonizing over here. I suppose it might be then time to start increasing the army maintenance a little bit. It doesn't need to be full. We'll just get this army in here, ready to go there. We'll probably just... Actually, we could go for the coexistence. Or it might not be a hugely beneficial. Or it might not be very efficient. But it would then allow us to save money with the army maintenance. And not have to worry about, you know, dealing with the uprisings of the natives. There we go, there's the colonism now. Let's see, so the repression policy would allow us to colonize faster. If we use an army to keep the natives down, then we'll be able to colonize a lot faster, get the benefits quite nicely. Trading policy is not too bad either. There would still be some uprisings, but they would assimilate faster or more often, so there's a good chance that we'll be able to get a lot of extra colonists. Or just no uprising. I think, let's go with the repression policy, actually. It is still fairly strong. And then we're going to go ahead and send the colonists there. We can also probably send this army. I'm going to wait for another month before we send it forward. Get a little bit more army maintenance. Again, it doesn't need to be quite full, but just give it another month. There we go. That'll probably be sufficient. So how much are we paying? That's a lot of money. We're slowly getting it. Oh, they are. Okay. Indrapura is allied to Sunda. We can't really expand that way yet. Because once we do get into Borneo, there might then be some other options to spread to. Palu is over there, okay. Because we'll still also need to increase our force limit, or navies rather, but we are doing partially that. Don't suppose there is any more exploration that we can do yet. No. Okay, never mind. I've got the army now ready in here, so we can at least start doing a little bit of colonization. We could, in theory, attack the natives, but that does cost us quite a bit of middle points. I'd rather not spend that amount of points right now. So how much do we actually get yearly? 35. Not ideal. Not ideal. Still better than nothing, of course. Oh, harvest failure. Oh boy, Palembang has a goods produce modifier for 2 years. Minus 50%. That is bad. I mean, especially since it's spices that we're trading in there. So that is a significant drop in the production, I reckon. Because right now the production isn't that massive. Actually, when do we get the workshops? Oh, it's actually next level. There's a workshop and farm estate that we get, and ramparts. The beginning of fire. Oh. Right, we lose 2 base production there. Well, that's not good. We still don't know what is actually being produced in here. Spices are quite likely. Incense is pretty likely as well. Oh, colonial expansion. If we spend 30 ducats, we can get 200 or extra 200 population in Bengkulu. Or we just take it. No, we'll take the extra 200. I've got the money. The faster we can get this stuff underway, the better. And we got the new settler chance. It's almost 17%. Should be getting twice a year at least. Good government policies. We can get more stability, more reform progress, or better money. I'm going to take the stability. We're a very stable pirate republic, which is a little bit odd, I suppose, but, you know, it is what it is. Ooh, oh, bollocks, we could have done a bit of raiding. Ooh, righteous. Or we get even more Republican tradition. Or Republic tradition, rather. That's pretty good. Okay, well, keep an eye on these fleets if we can do more raiding of the coast. Probably not too much. Ooh, there we go. Ah, right, it was straight from Makassar that we could do. Well, there we go. So that's a bit more money. We're still spending 2.5 ducats per month, mind you. But I suppose the inflation's going down, so that's helpful. Oh, a native raising. Or natives uprising, rather. We're a little bit limited on morale there, but we didn't take too much casualties. Okay, now we're losing... Well, with the reinforcement, we're losing 3 ducats a month. Not ideal. Not ideal. We do not actually have a claim over here in Indrapura. How strong is the Sunda fleet? They got 25 ships, so they are a bit stronger than what we have. And how is our... Yeah, we're at our force limit right now. How far... Okay, we're not... What, 1 year ahead of time? No, we're not ahead of time, actually. Right, as each tech gets more expensive because we don't have Renaissance yet. And of course, it hasn't started spreading anywhere in here yet. It will eventually, but it just hasn't done that yet. I do wonder where should... Actually, how's the... spy... Okay, yeah, that's some decent stuff over here. I'm just thinking like location to settle in here somewhere. Oh, that's too far away for a colony. Okay, is this one too far? Yeah, that's too far away. Is this one too far? Okay, that's not too far. So we could do a colony over there, for example. Block the barleys from expanding further east. And they go from there. Well, I suppose we'll probably... Oh, there we go. Now we can get the reforms. So I think we're going to go with the respect for the sea. Less unrest. Not that we have too much unrest right now anyway, but also the Navy tradition increasing is going to be quite handy. Doing a little bit of protection of trade, actually. Oh, so privateering counts as protection of trade as well for the Navy tradition. That's actually good to know. Never actually thought to check that before. Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of areas that we can raid now. Ooh, incense is being produced in here. Unfortunately, we did lose the 2 base production in there. We're already at, oh, there we go, 430. So we're nearly halfway there. Getting this colony already completed. I suppose we could also colonize Christmas Island. There's no natives there. So we wouldn't have to send an army there. And that would give us another step closer to maybe colonizing some Australian territories in here. Because that is one of the places that we do want to colonize, is Australia. And we'll call it Arrakis. Because spice must flow. So how far? We still need... I still need quite a bit of points actually to get the... Ooh, we'll take a bit of corruption. And of course we're paying quite a bit of money to reduce the corruption, but it's going down within the year. Actually in about 8 months or so, I reckon. So not too shabby. We don't actually have a leader in the army right now. Guess we should get another one. Ooh, that's actually not bad. 3111. I mean, the 3 fire isn't really that exciting this early in the game, but it does help a little bit. Oh, Death of a Merchant. We could get the Prestige. Because we're not too short on cash right now, so we'll do that. Get another... Ooh. Expand colonial, right, so we lost one of the modifiers in here. Oh, another native uprising. Well, we do have the leader now in there, so that should make the battle a lot easier. Well, I still did lose about 400 men in that. So it wasn't quite as effective. Of course, we don't have the maintenance fully up there. We can probably reduce that slightly even. I'm pretty sure that somewhere around, or soon enough... Oh! Accommodation. So Zhatelier increase. Plus 25 for 10 years. Oh, wow. That's pretty good. So now we're getting 6 per year, so that's a good 5 extra colonists per month. And how old is our current ruler? 42. Oh, wow, he's actually pretty young. So we could get a little bit more better stats there. We've still got a very high Republican tradition. So we could hold on to that. Or we could try to go for a smuggler. Try to get the Diplotech and then also start getting a bit more stuff over here. Colonial range increase would allow us to explore further. And then the global settler increase is quite handy. And there's a few other things. Oh, and can fabricate claims overseas in colonial regions. That would be really useful, actually. I think I'm going to go for a smuggler. Let's see if we get a good one. And actually, also, what do we have here? So, suitability and all that would be nice, but not necessarily need it right now. Co-creation costs, we probably won't be expanding quite yet. So, I think the extra money is just what we'll do. Trade and tax efficiency going up. Secretive. Ooh. Well, that could be handy. Oh, and Sunda actually... Right. They had a bit of a truce over here, I guess. Recently. So they control already pretty much all of the main island, at least, in Java. Unfortunately, most of these buildings that we have access to right now aren't all that useful for us yet. Somewhere down the line they will be, but right now not so much. Now, how are we looking on the force limit? I suppose we haven't developed or anything like that recently. Well, what we'll probably do is we'll go ahead and get the workshop unlocked, and then we'll spend a bit more admin points to do some more developing, at least. I'm pretty sure that there is no Renaissance anywhere within our visual range. Oh, we could be the first one to take... We could get the colonial range. That would give us the prestige as well, but I think we're going to wait until we've got on the tech before we do that. Only need another 200 points. We're getting... well, that's actually only 20 months. Because we're getting 10 per month right now. Could also get a military advisor. Actually, the maintenance modifier might not be too bad. Get at least a little bit more points in there so we can get the mill take a little bit. Are we? No, we're not ahead of time right now on anything. He's slowly drifting down the innovation. But at least we got some points in there. We are going to get the cavalry unlocked next level. Also, the barracks is going to be kind of handy. And getting the extra military taxes will be very handy. So right now, again, we're still fairly passive. Because we can't do too many wars right now. And partially because you got allies with Sunda. And Sunda's got quite the fleet. 25 ships. Oh, and there's another native operating. Should be fairly easy combat though. There's some casualties, but it's not too bad. Oh, another 500 casualties. Oh boy. I guess we'll take the hit on the admin point right now. The quarantine the port. Because I'd rather not have that thing spread. I do actually wonder about the trade in here. So, Malacca is of course fairly strong. There's not too much trade, or, you know, trade value staying in Canton. Oh, merchant worry about lack of protection. I guess we'll get mercantilism. It's only 25 points for 1 point of mercantilism, so that's honestly not bad. Now we've got 11% there. A confliction of opinions. We'll take the prestige hit, I think. An honourable people. Ooh. Right, then a bit more prestige, that's quite handy. So I think Malacca, of the trade notes that we know right now, Malacca is the highest value. It is, well, yeah, the ones that we can at least trade at, I guess. It is the highest value. So what about the... Alright, Beijing is 13, almost 14. But yeah, so there's a lot of areas over here. Whole lot, or not a whole lot of trade value yet in the areas. Slave ship captured. No, we'll liberate them, of course, since that is part of the goal, is be the freest man in the world. That's one of the achievements that we might try to go for. I don't like it. It's a long-term goal. We might not achieve that. Ooh, election in Pirate Confederate. Ah, oh dear. Right, so we lost our leader. I guess we'll try to go for another smuggler. Let's see if we get a good one. Ah, cruel. Well, that's not good. I'll go for the extra taxes right now and trade. Keep the money flowing in so that we can get the colony at least sorted out. Once we have that done, that's going to probably give us at least a bit of extra income. And actually, is that going to be the full state then for us? Almost. There's Belgium still. Oh. Ah, Explorer died. Well, oh, corruption. I guess... Ooh, well, we'll take a bit of corruption. We got the money. New settlement. Ooh. Extra base tax would be quite handy, but I think we're just going to speed up the process of getting that colony sorted out. The sooner it's done, the sooner we can then start colonizing another province. Like Christmas Island, for example, to get a little bit closer to Australia. Unfortunately, it is still a bit too far away for us to colonize directly in there. But the sooner we can get there, the sooner we can start conquering the lands there and so forth. So we should be good. Of course, the expenses that we currently have are rather substantial. 4 ducats a month right now. Of course, is that... No, it's not even army maintenance. The corruption, of course, is quite a bit in there. And advisors. Right, let's go ahead and get the... Well, we'll pay a few ducats. It's no biggie. I do wonder, though, is there any more provinces that we... Oh, yeah, there's a province that we can raid. 48 ducats. There we go. That's going to keep us colonizing for... Oh, bollocks. We didn't quite get the Malayan Sea raided. There we go. That's another 11 ducats. And that's another 5 ducats. We might have missed quite a few places. Well, at least there's a little bit. We've got another 400 ducats now. Or 400 ducats total. How far are we from the tech? We're not too far, actually. We're going to get the admin and Diplo probably at the same time. Or close to the same time, at least. The mill tech is going to take a little while, but that's fine. Getting the workshops, though, that's going to be quite profitable. There we go. Let's get the Diplo tech. That one's going to be the dock, which is not bad either, actually. I'm going to go ahead and build the coastal defenses in the island up there. And then we just need to wait for the workshop. But that's hopefully not going to be too bad. Of course, now we can start saving up the points for the extra colonial range, which would then allow us to explore a bit further. And our colony is underway quite nicely. We've still got at least, well, up to 2 years without any new settlers with the colonists, but that's fine. We could probably get that sorted out in due time. Oh, Sin has a civil war. Alright then. Oh. Oh. I didn't realize we could discover it all the way down there. And we do know of Mamluks. Mamluks haven't actually started doing anything in here yet. They might still do that. But of course, since I'll be colonizing quite a bit in here in the vicinity, it's probably less of an issue. Oh, another native uprising. Well, that's only 200 casualties actually. So it's not too bad. Although, well, I suppose yeah, we did spend 100 ducats for the coastal defenses. So I was thinking that how did we lose money that quickly? Luckily, it wasn't actually quite as bad. Let's do a bit of raiding there if we can. Yeah, there we go. That's another 50 ducats. That's another 44 ducats. We've still got a decent treasure at least. Of course, we are spending a lot of money right now, but eventually I'm sure that we can turn the things around in such a way that we will actually make money, at least if we're not colonizing. But we will probably try to colonize as much as possible so we can expand our influence a bit further. Death of a merchant. We'll take the money this time. It's not a lot of money, but it's a few more months of this current deficit spending. Oh, but there we go. Corruption is no more, so we're only losing 3 ducats a month right now. And there we go. We can get the workshop. That's actually going to give us a bit of extra points. We are now ahead of time. Let's get the workshop. Oh, actually, well, Palembang, we're going to build that anyway. We do want to increase that a bit further there, and then maybe the other spice province as well. The actual price, or the production increase, is not very high currently. Of course, the developments over there aren't really that high either. Well, actually, it's not that bad. It's 5 on both of them. The prices isn't a whole lot. Of course, our production efficiency, or the goods produced modifier, is probably, yeah, that's not a huge amount. This one's not quite as bad, but yeah, Palembang is having some issues there. But yeah, so we could potentially colonize some of these deserts over here at least. Just get a... Actually, I don't suppose we have the range for that, no. From Christmas Islands we might, though. It's only a 111 development there. Oh, and another native rising, or uprising. Let's have a look at... Can we get the... No, we're still not going to get the high developed colonies. That's going to be probably the first one we take, though, in the Age of Discovery. As soon as we can. Should be able to beat this uprising pretty quickly, and then we've got... well, in the next year or so, the colony will be completed. Assuming that we don't lose the modifier, which I don't think we... No, we won't. We won't. But I do see that we are actually out of time for this episode, so enjoy this little like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, get the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.